What's up, guys? First off, I want to say thank you guys so much for 27,000 subs. It's crazy. I just gained 2K last week, and I really just think it was from being consistent. So I definitely appreciate you guys for being here and taking the time out of your day to watch these videos. Today, we're going to talk about the medical department in Pennsylvania prisons. So for starters, the medical department is exactly what it sounds like. It's where you go if you need to go to the doctor, the dentist, you have medications, anything like that. So in Pennsylvania, if you want to go to the medical department, you have to put what they call a sick call in. So basically what a sick call is it's a request slip that you put in and say whatever's wrong with you. So say you have headaches. You write on there, I have headaches. This is my name. This is my number. This is what cell and block I'm on. Some things are more serious than others. So if you break your arm in the yard, you don't have to put a sick call in. They'll send you straight to medical. Say you have mental health problems. You would write to medical and you would say, hey, I'd like to see the psych. If you have like a sore tooth or something, you also write to medical. They have a separate dental department, but it still falls under the medical department. A sick call costs $5 to go down. So once you go down, they'll charge your inmate account $5. Say you went down for headaches and they give you, Tylenol or something, they'll then charge you $5 for that. You can also buy Tylenol and stuff like that on commissary, knock off Benadryl and stuff like that. So a lot of times people will just buy it rather than go down and pay extra money to get seen by the medical department. And a lot of people won't go to medical because they don't trust them. Because it seems like every few weeks, they're fucking something up. For instance, when I first went to jail, I have mental health problems, I have depression, I have anxiety. I was having a hard time sleeping. So I tell them, hey, I'm having a hard time sleeping. They put me on a bipolar medication. I've never been diagnosed bipolar ever in my entire life. So there should be absolutely no reason that I'm on that medication. So as soon as they did that, I was like, you know what? Yeah, no, I'm good on the medical department. I don't fuck with that shit. Like, you're not going to just give me something like that. Because when you take stuff like that you don't need, it does other things to your body. It fucks with your mind. You know what I mean? If I give somebody my ADHD medication and they don't have ADHD, they're wired running around like they're on meth. If I take it, I chill and I can do what I got to do because I'm more focused. When you go to the psych department in prisons, a lot of times they try to give you something way stronger than what you really need because they'd rather you walk around like a zombie than be running around all hyperactive. And they won't give you narcotics in Pennsylvania prison because they don't want you selling them. And what I mean by selling them is people will cheek their medication and then go and sell it to people. And by cheeking their medication, I mean they'll put it in their mouth, act like they swallow it, and then they won't. They'll walk away, spit it out, and then sell it to people. Well, the jail started getting hip to that shit, so they started crushing a lot of the medications. If it was a controlled substance, most of the time they were going to crush it. But they weren't giving out narcotics regardless. But some things are controlled that aren't narcotics anyway. If you have a serious medical issue, they'll normally get back to you pretty quick. You'll go down and sick call either the next day or the day after. But really what takes the longest is the fucking dental department. I had a filling right here. I got it when I was like 15 years old. It fell out. I was eating chips in my cell. It fell out. So I wrote a dental slip and said, hey, my filling fell out. Can you guys call me down to fix it? It took them 18 months to come put my filling back in. 18 months. That's a year and a half. So now the story I'm about to tell you took place in 2017. I was chilling in the cell one day, and I was washing my hands, and I looked, and I had this little bump on my finger, right? So I was like, damn, I wonder what that is. It's weird. So I wash my hands, doesn't come off. The next day, I noticed I got, 2 more right next to it. They're little clear circles, and I'm like, what the fuck? I squeeze it, this little weird liquid comes out. So I'm like, you know what? Let me just go ahead and put a sick call and make sure it ain't nothing serious. It's weird, some sort of rash or something. So they called me down the next day, and now I got it between all my fingers on my left hand. So I tell them, I'm like, yo, I think I got scabies. Now, if you don't know what scabies is, basically it's a little mite that lives in the woods, okay? A lot of times you find them in jails because jails and prisons a lot of times are in the woods, surrounded by the wilderness, and then they come into the jail. One person gets it, passes it on to somebody else, passes it on to somebody else. It's just kind of how it goes. If one person gets sick on a block, a lot of times most of the people on the block will get sick because you're all using the same recycled air. You're all in close proximity to each other, so that happens a lot. And there's a big misconception that if you get scabies, you're dirty. That's not the case. Anybody can get it. It really just depends if you're around somebody that has it or not. But in jail, they'll tell you, if you get scabies, yo, you're dirty. You could be getting in the shower every day. In prison, I got in the shower every day, washed my hands before and after, every time I left the fucking cell. Didn't matter. Still got it. Or so I thought. So like I said, I tell the medical people, yo, I think I got scabies. They're like, no, it just looks like some sort of fungus or something. You know what I mean? We'll just give you a little antibiotic. I'm sure you'll be fine in a couple days. So I'm like, all right, man, you guys are the professionals, you know what I mean? I was just saying what I thought it was. So cool, I'll take the little antibiotic, see if it goes away. Well, it didn't go away. As a matter of fact, it got worse and worse. So I write them again. I'm like, yo, I definitely think I got something. Y'all got to call me down there and get this shit cleared up. Mind you, I'm staying in the cell and shit because I can't go and play basketball because you're bumping people and shit. And if I got something that I could give to somebody, I'm not trying to do that. I can't dap my homies up. I'm not trying to talk to nobody, nothing like that. You know what I mean? I'm really isolating myself because I think I got something. So I go back down medical. They're like, no, that's not what it is. It's some sort of fungus. Take these antibiotics. I'm like, bro, I took the antibiotics for 10 days and they got worse. So at this point, I'm just mad. I'm like, yo, get me a fucking lieutenant. Like, I'm tired of this shit. They're like, okay, well, if you get a lieutenant, like, we're giving you a write-up. I'm like, bro, I don't even care about a write-up. I'm just trying to figure out what the fuck I got going on with my body. Y'all are supposed to be the professionals. Y'all not doing shit besides telling me it's a fungus. We gonna give you these antibiotics that didn't do anything besides make it worse. So the white shirt comes in, he's like, yo, what's going on? I was like, bro, listen, I got all these fucking bumps on me. I think I got scabies. He looks, he's like, that definitely looks like scabies. I'm like, can you tell these people that? So they're like, okay, you're going to go back to your block. You're going to take everything out of your cell, anything that is cloth, all your clothes, all your linens, your blankets, everything. And you're going to send them to the laundry department. They'll wash them with this special medicine. Then you're going to go back to your cell. You're going to stay there for 24 hours after we give you these pills. You're going to have to continue taking these pills for the next 5 days. They're like, after the 5 days, if you still have them, if the pills didn't work, we'll just give you this cream because the cream always works. So if the cream always works, why are you not going to just give me the cream then? What is the point of me taking these pills for it to maybe work when you have something that you know for a fact will work after 2 weeks of you telling me you didn't know what it was? So I go back, I throw all my laundry out and, throw it down there, fucking come back, stay in my cell 24 hours, take the pills. What do you know? They don't go away. So I go back down. I'm like, yo, it didn't work. They give me the cream. I used the cream 2 times. Perfectly good. Not a single thing on me. And like, this could have all been avoided had you just used some common sense. Just another quick little story I can give you guys. I had a buddy. He went down. He was coughing up blood. He told them like, yo, I'm coughing up a lot of blood. I think it's something serious. They were like, oh, do you smoke? He was like, yeah. They were like, oh, well, we think your throat's probably just irritated from smoking. Quit smoking. If it keeps doing it in a month, come back. So, he doesn't know any better. He's like, you know what? Maybe you're right. Maybe it is from smoking. We smoke non-filtered cigarettes up there. It's real easy to, irritate your throat. A month later, he's still coughing up blood. He goes back down to medical and they say, oh, you might just need to give it a little more time. At this point, he's over it. He's like, you know what? No, I think I'm going to get my lawyer involved. Calls his lawyer. Lawyer calls the jail, threatens to sue them for negligence. So they're like, okay, we'll send you out to the hospital. Send him out to the hospital. What's he find out? He has lung cancer. You know what? On some real shit, I think I'm going to make this a part 1 on prison negligence for the medical departments because there are so many stories I can tell and I'm not going to fit them all into this video. I just want to apologize for having such bad ADHD. I know I bounce around so much and it's probably hard to follow some of the stories. And I do apologize. Like, I'm working to get better at it. I always talk off the top of my head. Like, I don't write a script down or anything like that. But I think, honestly, that might help me be able to tell my stories better, to be able to write it down first. That way I'm not just, like, stuttering and stuff like that. But I am trying my best. I appreciate you guys taking the time to be here. And next YouTube video is Wednesday. What I decided to do is Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I'll drop regular YouTube videos. On the days that I don't post regular videos and on the weekends, I'll drop 2 or 3 shorts so that there's still content coming up. But I appreciate you guys for being here, and I hope you guys have a great day. And I just also want to apologize for the wind. I know it cut into a couple of the clips, so I do apologize for that. But I just don't feel right making videos anywhere but on the porch, man.